It's just after sunrise on the foggy Maine coast, but the harbor is already bustling with lobstermen departing for the day to check their hauls. The lobster industry in Maine was valued at $725 million in 2021, but has seen a noticeable and dramatic decline in hauls since. The value of the lobster remains strong, with 2024 being the second most profitable on record, but in the distance, a retirement crisis looms for an already troubled industry, with many older lobstermen unwilling or unable to sustain the brutal hours and conditions that lucrative offshore lobstering requires. But today, there's a new generation of lobstermen learning the ropes.
The impetus behind Lift All Boats was to create the next generation of lobstermen to work alongside generational folks to sustain the industry. It's really hard sometimes to find good workers, so we're really trying to train these young people so that they can work on the sterns of lobster boats and then get their own commercial license so they can do it themselves.
That's Miranda Shinn, the program director of Lift All Boats, a nonprofit in partnership with Roux Lobster, where high school and early college students train to get a leg up in what is traditionally a family business-dominated industry. If you're not born into a lobstering family, wait times for a lobster fishing license used to be over 10 years. But recently, wait times have taken a nosedive, as less and less young people enter the industry. If this trend continues, soon the fishery will face a work shortage. Lift All Boats is hoping to change that.
Right now, the lobster industry has a lot of moving parts going on. We have increased regulations, we have right whale issues in terms of entanglement, and then of course we have increased cost of doing business. So it's extremely expensive to run a lobster boat and to maintain that and to make a living doing it. So I got started with Lift All Boats in January of this past year, though last year I worked on the stern of another lobster boat sailing out of Casco Bay. And I really wanted to do that because I've always been fond of the industry and of lobsters, so I just was like, I'll take a chance and do this. So I kind of already knew what the waterfront scene was like and really wanted to continue this work. I connected with Ben Conniff, the co-founder of Roux Lobster, and he recognized my lobstering experience from last year, and he really thought that I would be a good fit for this program with my project management background.
The future lobstermen of Lift All Boats often join the program with no experience, learning the ropes, literally, on the job with hands-on experience. We went out on a Lift All Boats session and found out what this looks like firsthand.
A typical day with a Lift All Boats session is students will come in early in the morning. They will get their gear ready right behind me, get all their the boots, the grundins, like the bibs, any other necessary rain gear they might need. Once they're prepared, they'll go down to the dock, maybe grab some traps if we're, going to be setting those in the water, and then we'll head out. You essentially go out to each student's buoy, and then you haul through their set of traps, and then you head on to the next student and do it all again. So it's really interesting to see how students get better and better each year and can slowly do more and more. So that's a huge part of our day, and then afterwards we'll come back and sell the lobster right here to Roux. So a student can make anywhere between, $50, and one student just made around $300 for that 6-hour, half a day haul with us. Something that I like to see that I have never seen before is the students really getting good at what they do. And maybe it's not a moment, but it's like a moment in time where I look at them and I say, you're very different than even the beginning of the summer when I met you. Seeing the amount of skills that they've mastered and the fact that they're unafraid of something they might used to be, timid or tepid about, that's really cool to see. Some students won't touch the lobster at the beginning of the summer because of the claws, and then they'll get into it later in the year when they know those lobsters make good money. Working for Lift All Boats has made me optimistic for the fishery, mainly because I get to see passionate young people doing everything they can to make a living on this waterfront. And I think that we are preparing these youth to go out into a marine economy job or any job and succeed. And that to me is inherently powerful, uplifting, and joyous and hopeful.